What's up guys, it's HarleyWood, welcome back. All right, it's been a long time since I have reviewed a sharpener on this channel. So if you've been a fan of my channel for any period of time, you know I love knives. And I love flashlights. I have drawers, I'm not joking, literally drawers full of knives, drawers full of flashlights. Part of being a knife owner and owning tons of knives means you have to sharpen them, right? And years ago, I did a lot of sharpening videos on my channel. All right, we've reviewed everything from Hapstones to Tormex to Wicked Edge and several others. Hapstone has a new sharpener, and I'm going to show that to you here in just a second. But before I do, let me show you some of the others just real quickly that I've reviewed on this channel. So in no particular order, I don't even remember the order that these came out. This is the Hapstone K1, all right? You can kind of see the size of this guy here, all right? This is the Hapstone M2, pretty similar size, a little bit different features and functionality. It doesn't have the cam where you can automatically turn the blade over and stuff like that, so a little bit simpler version. And holy crap, this is the Hapstone R1. So this thing does have the cam. You can see it can hold huge blades. So I think this is 10 or 11 inch blade. This is a steel wheel Druid, and it holds a knife like this no problem. It has plenty travel on it, all right? So you can get nice big range of motion on this for these bigger blades. But I mean, just look at the size of this thing. And one of the problems with all three that I just showed you is how this sticks out on the back, all right? And when you're sharpening, especially with this guy here, you need a lot of space, all right, for this thing to travel back and forth. I mean, look at the end of it here, and it's got to have a lot of room behind it in order for it to travel. This little guy is the new Hapstone RS, and you can see this one was made just for HarleyWood, so that's kind of cool. And look at this, it's got actually a magnetic pivot, like a magnetic ball, and that is where all of your range of motion comes from. Instead of that big long piece coming out the back, it's now all built into itself. So you can see it kind of comes out the front there a little bit, but it gives you very, very similar range of motion to those previous sharpeners in a much, much more compact package. Look at this thing. This is the perfect sharpener for men. And what I mean by that is, unless I missed it, it doesn't come with installation instructions. All these pieces, well, for the most part, like this big guy here is one piece. These wings that you see here are a piece. The base is a piece. This barrel here is a piece. This is a piece. This is, so it all comes in an incredibly well done package. And if you've ever put together a very, 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 very simple Lego set, this is pretty equivalent to that. There was no instructions. I literally opened it up and I was like, oh, well, this obviously goes here. This obviously screws in here. It comes with all of the tools you need, all of the Allen wrenches and everything you need to put together. Takes 5 minutes to put together. I lay it all out and you're like, all right, this is very obvious how it goes together. All right, now this one does have the rotating cam mechanism. So I mentioned briefly these wings that you see here, all right? It actually comes with 4 of them. You can see there's already 2 mounted here. So if you had a very small blade, which like a typical EDC, I sharpened this guy earlier and I just used these 2 wings right here. Very, very easy to pivot and rotate this thing. These are one of those videos you got to do and hope you pray you don't cut yourself. Very, very easy to rotate, but let's say you had a bigger and longer blade. Let me get this guy out of here. And now you have a much, much wider configuration like you see here for a much larger blade. Now the blade still can't be so long that you can't rotate this, okay? You can see you've got maybe 3/4 of an inch of clearance between here. This is a Rat 7 with a 6.5 inch blade on it. No problem, and you still have clearance to rotate it, all right? So that's probably your max, is about a 6.5 inch. You might be able to squeeze a 6 3/4 inch blade on there. Now on the website, there's several stone package options, all right? So this is the stone option that I got here, and you can see it has anywhere from CBN 80 stone. It has a 150, a 400, an 800, a 2000, and then a 5,000 stone. So I'm going to start with this 150, affix my magnet there. You can see that there's a spring mechanism right here to open up the clamp. So you can hold your stone in there like that. And to adjust your angle, your grind angle, you simply twist this little knob here to loosen up this point, and then you can raise and lower this, and it comes with a digital gauge. So you can raise and lower it to get the angle that you want. Now I can't see it because I'm behind the camera. So let's say, I think this is about looks like about a 17-degree grind, somewhere right in there. So I'm just going to tighten this back down and then simply go to work.
A few minutes later.
And unfortunately, sharpeners are one of those things that's kind of hard to really show you, right? I try to get all these angles and truly show you what's going on, but this is an incredibly compact unit compared to some of the other stuff that I have. A lot of the other stuff sits up on top of a cabinet, and it's just really big and clunky to get it down. Man, this thing is awesome. This is a really good size, and considering it'll do up to a good 6.5-inch blade, that's pretty impressive. Now I'm going to put a link down in the description below to where you can check this out. It starts at $199. And I say starts at because depending on what stone kits, and there's a lot of different options, and you can easily spend a couple $100 more depending on what you want to add on to that. But it starts at $199. Now, the nice thing is if you already have an old set of stones, they'll work on that. All right, like let's say you had one of those other Hapstone units that I have, your stones will work on this. So pretty cool. It's a really good price, really compact unit. Oops, I mean, look at the size of this thing. So they've done a lot to kind of shrink this down, and I guess listen to some of the feedback over the years from some of those others that were, literally sitting on the table this big in front of me. So really good job, Hapstone. So that's it. If you like this kind of content, do me a favor, give me a subscribe down below. I've got lots more content to come. I appreciate your time watching, and I'll see you in the next one.